Leganés, who lead here by 1-0 at half-time. Sevilla with some real work to do. It was an impressive first 45, wasn't it, Jerry, by Leganés, who we saw in the stats at half-time that came through just how much running they'd done.
Yeah, they've run further than the opposition in every department, at the back and midfield. You know, some of them, like Banega there ran about 4.8, 4.9 kilometres in the first half. His opposition, Gabriel, ran nearly 5.9, so you're talking nearly a kilometre more. So they've worked harder as a unit, and they've created more chances, and they've hit the target more times. And that's the difference, and that's why they're 1-0 up.
Leganés, probably just one more win needed for them to feel fully secure about their La Liga status. They should be fine, really, given the gap between them and the bottom three. But there'll be a celebration today if they can see this one through. There'll be no doubt then that they'll be playing La Liga football next season. As for Sevilla, well, they come into the game in 5th place, and the chasing pack behind them really building pace now. Betis in 8th, only 2 points behind them. Could be a real scrap for those European places.
Well, I think Sevilla are looking more likely they're going to get in Europe, but in UEFA. But I can't see them getting into the top 4, especially with a semi-final, a quarter-final coming up in the Champions League. And that's going to make it even more difficult. But they've got to find something different. I think they're going to be making substitutions in the next 15-20 minutes, Andy, because a lot of their players are bound to be tired. And they've got to match Leganés in every department and try and create more chances. They haven't created that much.
Scudero, the throw. Picked up by Banega. Saw plenty of the ball, unsurprisingly, in that first 45 minutes.
You have to be careful. Banega will get frustrated, you know, when he's not getting the ball and they're not getting results and they're not creating chances. And he's being closed down, and they close him down really well. You know, I watched in the first half, Ruben Perez and Gabriel and Omar Ramos in the middle of the park have all worked so hard, and he's not really had much joy, and he will lash out.
And with that tussling away once more, really put a shift in that first 45 minutes. You can expect the same in the second half.
You know exactly what you're going to get from him, and he'll work. And look, the shirt pull, and he's getting his shirt pulled. He's working hard. He doesn't mind that, the rough and tumble. Leganés
side will scrap and fight for everything, and even more so when they have something to protect. This is a real difficult situation now that Sevilla find themselves in. Leganés, 7 clean sheets in 13 home games this season. They know how to protect their goal. Banega. Sevilla could perhaps do with seeing Banega getting on the ball a little higher up the pitch, Jerry. It's been very deep so far.
He has, and they need to be a little bit more forceful. And again, the quality of the delivery coming in, that's better.
Push back across goal, and the deflection could have gone anywhere. Fortunately for Leganés, it goes into the side netting, but a corner here for Sevilla.
You can see Nolito peels off at the far post, and he gets himself a couple of yards, and it's deflected off the full back, Jose Zaldúa.
Chance in this second half to test this Leganés defence. It's work short to Sarabia, who floats in the delivery, headed over the top.
Simon Kayer's coming forward there, and they haven't again hit the target. You've got to hit the target. Both Longley and Kayer have got forward, and he gets his head on it, but he doesn't direct it down on target.
Luis Muriel, Sandro Ramirez, both on the bench for Sevilla here today.
I think he'll give it a 60 minutes, 60, 65, and then he's going to have to make a decision.
Benjeda leading the line for Sevilla here today. He only played 18 minutes at Old Trafford on Tuesday, but not in 18 minutes they were. 2 goals which sent Manchester United crashing out of the Champions League. Set up that time against Bayern Munich for Sevilla. Very quick to get the game back underway. Vázquez, though, losing out. He's tumbling everywhere at the moment, and it's Sevilla back in possession. Escudero pulls it back to the edge of the area, and Zonzi will pick it up. foot comes in, and it's a decent hit as well. Bounced up awkwardly in front of Ivan Cuellar. Miguel Layún with the effort.
Really good effort, Miguel Layún. You can see this is the instant with Ruben Perez when he does well. And I think he stands on him accidentally, even Ever Banega, but we know he's got a wee bit of history. I mentioned it a couple of minutes ago. When he gets frustrated, he lashes out. Could have been a yellow card for him. It should have been, probably.
It's a very fiery side, Ever Banega.
I like the fullback getting forward there, and you can see Miguel Layún coming inside on his left foot. It was a wicked shot. It dipped just in front of the goalkeeper, Ivan Cuellar. But this is better from Sevilla in the second half. They've really upped the tempo.
Seeing a shot of Muriel and Sandro Ramirez going through their paces on the touchline. He's coming forwards here. And Zonzi. It's Diego Rico, who does well to work it to the left. Four bodies flooding forwards here for Leganés, and Sergio Rico opts to punch away from underneath his crossbar.
Took a wicked deflection, that's why he punched it.
And the cross comes in, and Longley manages to just flick it away. Lolito deep inside his own half. Some real pressure here by Zardua.
He's done well. Do you know what? You get a forward back defending, and he's under that sort of pressure. Give credit to Nolito, he's done excellent there, really well.
Here is Nolito with an opportunity to go the other way this time. Escudero outside of it. And together off the ball there, which has afforded some space to Nolito here. He looks to send in a cross, but the deflection takes all the pace out of it.
They always seem to get a touch on it, though. The Leganés players, you can see them getting forward. And they're always getting a touch on the ball. Defenders are coming across and putting a leg in and getting a block in. That's better from Nolito. You're right, Andy. You'd rather be attacking at one end than defending at the other.
Leganés coming into this game with just one win in their last 10 games in all competitions. The season really has fallen away since their exit from the Copa del Rey at the semi-final stage by their opponents today. Sense of revenge in the air for Leganés. Love to put one over Sevilla.
They would. Listen, look at Siobas. He does so well. He gets his body in the way, and he said, "You're not getting round." And that's excellent defending for me.
Get a glimpse
Now
of the
watch
goal again.
Bustinza. This is my point. He starts off in front of the 6-yard box in the middle, and he peels off around the back, and he's not in a great position. He just shows great athleticism, Unai Bustinza, to backpedal and get up and cushion a header with that power back across the goal and score what's a magnificent goal.
From behind to win a couple of times already this season, Sevilla. They did so against Celta Vigo and against Villarreal in successive games, but that all the way back in November. Long ball seeking out Nolito. Does well to lay it off first time to Escudero. Might break on the edge of the area here, but Sarabia just beaten to it by Diego Rico. Now Longley. Regression in this Sevilla side in the second half, trying to take this game to Leganés, trying to find a way back level in this game. But Leganés dealing with it well. As things stand, goes up, pushes it forwards. Now Amrabat. Sun shining here in southern Madrid. A glorious Sunday lunchtime on the outskirts of the Spanish capital, and everything going well so far for the home side. Escudero. Nolito very tight on this near side. Sevilla do well to work it forwards. Vasquez does brilliantly. Now Ben Yedder looks to link up with Sarabia. Loose touch from him, but he'll just about retain possession. Now Banega. Sevilla on the front foot. Nolito into the Leganés area, clips in the cross. Plenty of bodies back once more.
And that cross went in, Andy. There was 8 blue and white shirts in the penalty area. 8. That's what they do. They flood the defence. They've got players everywhere to close down and challenge for a ball.
Now Nzonzi. One of these Sevilla players pick the lock. Okay, everybody behind the ball for Leganés. Sitting so deep, Jerry.
Yeah, but he's taken a touch, and he really needed to play it first time, because the second touch he's not going to get. He's going to get closed down, and they really press very, very well and close down very quickly.
And there you go. Slips past a couple of challenges, but can't find a way past the third.
And that's the work ethic I'm talking about, and that's what they've done in the first half. They've worked harder, and he's bound to be frustrated at Everbanega. This is brilliant, brilliant play from Yisem Ben-Yedder. Great little skip away from Siobas's challenge. But they still didn't get a shot at goal. And this is the difference. You've got to make the opportunities count. You've got to press and put the goalkeeper under pressure and have a shot at goal.
They've struggled to test even Cuellar so far in this game.
I can only remember one shot in the first half, and that was from Sarabia. It was a decent save.
He's frustrated what he's watching so far. Vincenzo Montella, who's guided Sevilla to a Copa del Rey final as well as the last 8 of the Champions League. He's done a good job so far, Jerry.
Very good job. Really settled in very well and was a good player, and he's doing a good job as a manager. Simon Kerr coming across to put it out. But he's a conundrum at the moment, and it's hard to break down this very resolute Leganés defence. And he hasn't found a solution yet for me.
Now Nzonzi. Spot a pass. What can he find here? Rolls it to Nolita. To Nzonzi. Again, their side work furiously hard in training. Very, very well drilled. They won't be found wanting in terms of effort or fitness here.
No, they've got 10 people behind the ball now in their own defensive third. That's the centre forward, Nuruddin Amrabat there, and they give the ball away. Eventually, when they get in that difficult situation, you've got to make a pass, they give it away. And now Leganés can come away.
And here's Amrabat, one-on-one with Kier. Then just gets a touch on it.
Well, you can see he's warming players up. He's definitely going to make substitutions, and I think the Brazilian Arana is one of them's going to come on, and I think Sandro Ramirez is a striker. He's got to bring him on too.
To really make a mark, Sandro Ramirez on loan from Everton until the end of the season.
Yep, wow, that's dangerous, surely. Foot was very high. He doesn't go down though. Nuruddin Amrabat. Have a look where his boot comes up here. Watch this. That's got to be dangerous play. Has to be, and the referee hasn't even looked like he's going to give a free kick. Or is it because he got the ball?
Could be. Having a wonderful season, Leganés, as we mentioned, semi-finalists in the Copa del Rey. Really punching above their weight. Their budget is a tenth of that which Real Madrid operates on. Record signing Siobas only cost $2.5 million. Hooked away, and Sevilla continue to press for this equaliser.
That was a little bit better for me there. They were asking a few questions, putting a ball in behind the defender. In between the goalkeeper and the last defender is an interesting one.
Scudero put the bodies around him once more. No room to create.
All he did was take a touch, and there was 2 players straight away closed him down. Have a look. He doesn't even get the corner kick. There's a little bit of a nudge, a shoulder charge, which is deemed fair by the referee. I think it was right as well. And they get nothing out of it.
This scoreline would certainly give encouragement to Villarreal and Girona, who both play later on today and are in that chasing pack behind Sevilla. They have very difficult games themselves. Villarreal hosting Atletico Madrid, Girona travelling to the Bernabeu. Both games, of course, you can see live with us later on today. Clever play by Elzar, but he can't work away.
Oh, it's good defending.
Escudero.
Really good defending from Escudero.
Back once more, tried to push it forwards. Yeah, very cool there in the way he dealt with that, but Escudero was always on the stretch as he looked to clear.
I just love the way they press there. In the opposition's defensive third, there's 2 of them pressing to win the ball back and create an opportunity for Amrabat, and in the end Escudero's happy just to smash it away into into the sidelines to give away a throw-in, but it's really good play from Leganés.
Of course, the thing that they have now, which Sevilla don't, Leganés play one game a week. They can just focus, they can work hard on these 90 minutes. Sevilla are having to play games every midweek.
Yeah, Sevilla, obviously, along with Barcelona and Real Madrid, have played a lot of games, more games than anybody else. Oh, mistake.
And Yedda looking to steal in. Good recovery from the goal scorer, Bustinza. His brilliant header just before half-time, separating the two sides.
Yeah, that's why you need extensive squads at the top of the table. The likes of Sevilla and Barcelona and Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, they need really big, extensive squads that they can rotate. Oh, that's not enough pace on the ball. Is inviting the right back there to come in and toe poke the ball away.
Just back on that point, Jerry, it's a huge demand on the big sides in Spain, isn't it, at the turn of the year, with all the Copa del Rey games crammed in just before the European competitions fire up once more.
Yep, they're playing
relentless.
They're playing a game every 3 or 4 days. You know, it's been a busy, but they do get the break, Andy, and I think the break's worth it in December and January. They get a 2-week break, and that saves a lot of pressure on players who need the break to recover from a knock and not get as many injuries. I think you'll find there's less injuries in players in Spain than there is in the Premier League when they're playing on Boxing Day and stuff like that. So, and obviously there's a lot more pace, I think, and pressure in the Premier League. There's a lot more contact. Technically, I think the Spanish league is by far the best league in the world.
They certainly seem to get it right, because the Spanish sides do so well in the European competitions, and the national team, of course, has had plenty of success over the last decade as well.
Well, the top stars, you know, they're all talking who's the best player in the world. Is the best goal scorer, is it Lionel Messi? Is it going to be Cristiano Ronaldo? And now they've thrown Mo Salah in. Mo Salah's doing great, 28 league goals. He scored 2 goals more than Lionel Messi. I think he's got 36, Messi's got 34, and he's done it in less games. So, well done, Mo Salah.
Wonderful season for Liverpool, who were drawn against Manchester City in the Champions League. Sevilla looking to bring themselves back level in this game.
I was a bit disappointed that City and Liverpool drew each other, to be honest, because the 3 Spanish teams kept away from playing each other, which was good. Offside. They're applauding. Let's have a look-see. Is he? Oh, he's not. He's not. It's a wrong decision, and I can see why he's annoyed Nolito. He's definitely onside. And that ball was played, and he knows. You know when you're the right player and you're looking, you time it right. He's got it wrong, the linesman, unfortunately.
First change of the game coming up for Sevilla, and that was Nolito's final action. He's been endeavouring his performance, but quite happened for him today. Sandro Ramirez gone in his place. 5th appearance in La Liga for him since arriving from Everton. Yet to find the back of the net. Will today perhaps be the day?
They've it all to do, haven't they? Because they don't look tired. Leganés, they're well organised, and they've got plenty left in the tank. That's a good ball. You can catch it.
Too much on it, but Sandro Ramirez looking to make an impression early on.
Well, it's a thumbs up from Miguel Layún, who I like. He's done well. He's got forward. There was just a bit too much pace on it. Montella is not happy. Look at that effort. Look at that. That's what he's brilliant at. He never lets you rest on your laurels. Goalkeepers had to put it out because of the pressure from Noureddine Amrabat, who really works hard.
Leganés side looked like they could run through until Monday, Jerry. So much energy.
Yeah, they're a fit team and they're well organised. Look at the strength, the body strength as well. And he's won the throw-in. There's 2 defenders against him, and he still wins the throw-in. If you use him properly, he's got his uses.
When the team work this hard, it gives encouragement and something for the fans to feed off as well. You can hear them. The frustration's building amongst the Sevilla substitutes. Pizarro just guided away from the situation.
Look at this.
Chance here for Leganés, perhaps pushed forwards. It's not all one-way traffic. Again, they win possession back. It's a big foul on Sandro, indeed it is. You know, a win here at Leganés will move them up into 12th place in La Liga and surely secure their status, if it isn't already safe, for another season.
Well, appealing against the free kick for Jose Zaldúa.
Banega in some space. Finds Ben Yedder.
Well, look at that. That's great play. Again, pressing and closing down and always managing just to get a nick in here or there. Yellow card.
An immediate yellow card from the referee. No real thought there.
Now, what's he done wrong here, Amrabat? Let's see. Does he catch him with an
just
arm?
Came out.
Let's see. I don't think that's anything wrong with that. For me, he's gone down too easy. He's just using his strength, and that's his strength, using his arms to fend off a challenge. And I think Banega's milked that one.
It was a yellow card back in your day, Jerry. You wouldn't have played many minutes, would you?
I wouldn't have been on too long.
Free kick here for Sevilla. The first yellow card of the game for Leganés.
He's smiling. He's enjoying his football. He's just concentrating on what he's got to do. Not a great ball.
Ramirez shifts it to his right. He wants a free kick as well. The referee right on the spot. He was happy with what he saw. Amrabat had to just curl his run there. He wanted it rolled to him instead. Mozart plays it to the left. Comes in and they'll take the corner.
Oh, it's Sanders done well, and you can see the other end. Let's have a look, see. Well, there's a hand comes up, but does he go down too easy? Again, any sort of touch on their face, they go down far too easy for me. Now, the referee's not given that one. I don't think he should have given the other one either.
Consistency from the official. Free kick for a very similar challenge just a few moments before on Banega. Comes the corner. Header goalwards once more, and it's Budistinho once more as well. Good save by Sergio Rico.
I'll tell you what, he's so athletic. He really is. Brilliant spring. And brave, cushioned header there was the first one. That one was a bullet header.
Leganés coming forwards once more. Ireso. Too many to pick out in the middle here, so he floats it up high towards Elzar, who wins the header.
That's not a foul. Oh, come on, referee. Have a look at that again. That's not a foul.
Is beginning to fray here. The Sevilla player is growing very frustrated. Well, the way this game is playing out.
I told you, if they mix it and they mess it up, that, you know, technically Sevilla's got better players, but if you go down to that level, Leganés will beat you all day long. This is their type of game where they scrap and they work and compete for every single ball. And you can see the frustration there. Steven Nzonzi's getting frustrated. That's that bullet header. He does well. Unai Bustinza. What a great header. Not the tallest, but I tell you what, he can climb. He gets up really well.
Climbed so high for that goal towards the end of the first half, and he almost repeated the trick there. Beyond midway now.
He was trying to prove it wasn't a fluke, wasn't he?
Beyond midway in this second half, and still no way back for Sevilla. His position in 5th place in La Liga is coming under real threat. Leganés coming forward once more. Ireso looks to get on the end of it, and Leganés double their lead. Brilliantly crafted, brilliantly finished. And if their status in La Liga wasn't already secure, it looks sure to be now. Leganés lead Sevilla by 2-0.
You cannot knock them. That's their game. Brilliant play. Perseverance and jerk. They just kept going and going and going, and it's cut back, and Javier Rasso coming in inside the penalty area, he slots it away. This is a great run. Have a look. Feeds it out wide. Cross is coming in here from Sergio Rico, and there's Javier Rasso to put it in the back of the net for his 4th goal. That's great play. Brilliant goal, and they deserve to be 2-0 up, and Sevilla don't deserve anything.
Just managed to get ahead of Steven Nzonzi there. Javier Arezzo, and he couldn't make up the ground. Victory at Old Trafford last Tuesday in the Champions League, but they are being humbled here at Butarque. Leganés are working so hard. They've shown another dimension to their game there. Brilliant goal.
Absolutely. But you know, you can see there Diego Rico's got to get forward. He's got forward all the time, but when the ball breaks down, they're getting back again. They have run further in every single department, whether it's the full-backs, the centre halves, the midfield players. They've all worked harder than Sevilla, and they've got exactly what they deserve. That was their game plan, and they deserve this. It's been a really good performance from Leganés.
Goals in successive home games for Javier Arezzo. The last in a 2-0 win against Malaga. That's the scoreline here now as Sevilla, well, they've just got to go for it now. 20 minutes to find 2 goals.
That's great play again. Really good play. Sarabia is frustrated, but they've been outclassed here for me. You can see in every department they've been outplayed. And that's the rigours. And talking about Diego Rico, he's creating the goal at one end, and now he's back defending, and rather than play the ball out of play, steps over the top, gets his body in the way, wins a free kick. It's going to go out of play anyway, but again, I think they've just won every single battle on the park.
21 attempts at goal at Old Trafford on Tuesday night, Sevilla. They've had plenty of the ball here, but they've barely laid a glove on this Leganés side.
Only one shot on target. That's wrong. If you're going to score goals, you're going to have to hit the target a lot more frequently than that. Look at the stat there. Distance covered, 89.1. There's almost 2 kilometres more.
Bump back down to earth, it seems, for this Sevilla side. Clever play by Vasquez, plays it through the legs of Ruben Perez. Switch out to the far side. They'll be enjoying this, Leganés. Beaten in the Copa del Rey semi-finals by Sevilla.
That's how they beat Real Madrid. Serious, that's how Leganés beat Real Madrid. Well, substitution, another substitution going to be made, but I don't think it's going to make any difference really. And
Luis Muriel,
not surprised.
To be thrown on. Interesting to see the change. Surely they have to go with 2 in attack now. Indeed they do. Franco Vasquez will be the player to make way.
Segundo cambio en el Sevilla Fútbol Club. Se retira con el dorsal número 22, Franco Vasquez.
Muriel and Ben Yedder, they don't play together very often. It's Muriel who made way for Ben Yedder in midweek. Ben Yedder grabbed the headlines. I'm sure Muriel will claim he was the one that ran the hard yards to make that possible. In comes the free kick.
Well, it's good work ethic. Really worked hard to get back in there again.
Sevilla wasting no time.
Oh, don't be lashing out.
Villarreal, Girona.
Ah, that's good. Good play.
They'll all take encouragement from this scoreline here. Leganés scrapping for everything.
Well, Sandro worked really hard there.
Now Nzonzi. Williams' pass not the best. Real elements of frustration now to this Sevilla side. Yellow card.
Ever Banega. And you know it's been coming. Really is. Oh, it's actually not at Sarabia there. That's who it is, Sarabia.
He's been frustrated all game, hasn't he, Jerry? We've seen him
that's the way they,
that's
the way they play, though. They've sniped at them, they've pressed them, they've worked hard, they've not allowed them to settle on the ball. He's been their star man the last 6, 7, 8 games for me, Sarabia, and he's not really had a sniff. He's only had 1 shot on target. He's the only shot on target from Sevilla's point of view, and it is frustration. And he just kicked out, but you know, he and Ever Banega. A lot of other players have been outclassed today. They haven't been allowed an opportunity to settle into the game. Every time they've had a first touch, the second touch has been pressed. You know, and it's been good play from Leganés. You've got to take your hat off to them and say well done. And tactically, Garitano's got it spot on.
They only had 40% of the ball, Leganés, but that is what we expect from them.
Good ball.
Zonzi just steps in. Results like this as well, Jerry, just show that there is plenty of strength down the division in La Liga. The bottom side's more than capable of beating some of the bigger teams. We see it time and time again, perhaps not credited as often as it should be.
No, you're right, and they're sitting 14th in the league today before kick-off, Leganés, but they're capable of beating anybody on their day, and they proved that at the Bernabeu when they beat Real Madrid 2-1 in the Copa del Rey quarter-finals. Everybody expected Real Madrid to go through, not so.
Time ticking away for Sevilla. Another set piece for them. Troubled Leganés so far from these kind of situations, and they don't trouble them again here either. Very easy for Ivan Cuellar.
Well, the towering figure of Steven Nzonzi. It's 1-on-1, but they've done the damage. They've got 15 minutes, and they'll get everybody behind the ball and work hard to contain Sevilla. They're good at getting clean sheets. We've already talked about how well they've done that so many times this season. The third best defensive record in La Liga, and it's no fluke. It's because they work really well, and they work for each other as a unit.
Got themselves into the ground today, and no changes needed so far, Jerry. That's how fit they are.
Well, look at the goal attempts.
3 attempts on goal from Leganés, 2 goals, just the 1 from Sarabia for Sevilla.
Well, this is good play.
Could get worse for Sevilla here. Here's Amrabat, long lane, forced to go over. Great battle between those two throughout this game. And Banega. And the play broken up. Leganés will settle for that.
You know, their anticipation and everything, every single department. They're just anticipating, they're reading the play before Sevilla players do. They're getting half a yard, they're picking up the knockdowns. Look at this. Every ball that's knotted down, they're picking it up, and that's frustrating the Sevilla players even more.
Some celebration on the southern outskirts of Madrid this afternoon if they see this one through. Surely safe now. Finished 17th last season, survived by just 1 place, but it looks like being a great deal more comfortable for them this time round. Heavy challenge
as a yellow
on
card.
Ben Yedder.
I think it's a big towering centre-back, Siobas. He's come a long way there to beat Siobas to get contact on Ben Yedder. Well, they're trying everything now, but I think it's too little too late for Sevilla.
Final change about to come. Yemerana, Brazilian import in the January transfer window.
Tercer y último cambio en el Sevilla Fútbol Club. Se retira con el dorsal número 18, Escudero, y entra con el 8, Arana.
Sevilla played all their cards. 13 minutes left to try and salvage something from Butark here this Sunday lunchtime. Sure now, Jerry, Leganés will take every opportunity to break the play up.
Yeah, they'll do what they've done in the last 77 minutes. Get behind the ball when they don't have it. Close down, keep closing down and pressing as they've done really well as a unit in 1s, 2s, 3s. Frustrate the opposition even more. Deny them opportunities to put crosses in and get shots at goal. I mean, that's the tactics they've used, and they've done it brilliantly. And the 3 points will lift them up the table, and not that they were in any sort of threat of getting relegated, but it's nice to get back on a winning streak.
Here's Sarabia. Frustrating afternoon for him. The cross sent in. Ramirez gets his head on it. It's picked up once more by Leganés player who seemed to be the quickest to all of these loose balls.
You know, it's unbelievable there. And he looks like he's got nothing to do, and he's nowhere to go, and he plays it off a Sevilla player and gets the throw in, and that's the sort of things they do really well. If they're under pressure, they're being pressed, and there's 2 against 1, they'll still retain possession They'll win a throw and they'll win a corner kick. It's a late one. It's a really late one. Stephen Nzonzi.
Card count continues to rise as the Sevilla frustrations continue to grow.
That is frustration. Oh, he's caught him on the instep with the studs. No arguments.
Some tough games coming up in La Liga as well. Sevilla placing the top 6 far from assured. A big game coming up against Barcelona. The Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan next. They've also got a trip to Balaidos in between their 2 games against Bayern Munich in the Champions League before they host Villarreal.
Yeah, and Celta Vigo's up there looking for a place as well at the Balaidos. It'll be tough. Won't be an easy game. They've got an easy one though today. Celta Vigo are playing Malaga, and Malaga's lost 6 in a row, and I can't see them getting anything there.
Do look as good as gone, Malaga. It's going to be a real test for Las Palmas and Deportivo as well to try and catch up Levante, who've put a couple of wins together in their last 2 games. It's replacing Jose Muniz.
Now Amrabat's chased that all the way, not favourite, and forced Simon Kjaer to put the ball out of play for a throw-in, and that's the sort of thing you need if you're going to get success playing at a club like Leganés with the resources they've got against the opposition to play week in, week out. He does put a stint, and I'd love to know how many kilometres he runs. He's got to be 10, 11 kilometres plus.
So hard, Amrabat, to lead his side today. Might not get the headlines being on the score sheet, but his teammates will be very appreciative of the efforts that he's put in.
Yeah, he's telling them to get forward. He knows there's shortage of time, and they've got to be a little bit more urgent, maybe a little bit more direct, which will suit Leganés, and there's the reason why.
Plays right into their hands, doesn't it, Jerry, if they start to go direct.
They tried it when they were frustrated in the first 20 minutes and it never worked out. They never created nothing.
Benega comes away with the ball, but again, it's hooked away, this time by Siovas.
He does a good job, doesn't he? Dimitrios Siovas, he just, big towering figure, he's well organised, he's got a good understanding with Unai Bustinza alongside him. They don't give too much away.
2.5 million Siovas cost Leganés, their record signing, so that just gives you an indication of how the club operates. And Yeda, 4 in the box here, 5. Sandro Ramirez appears as well, comfortably claimed by Ivan Cuellar. So we see the build-up once more, Jerry, to the goal.
Well, it's a brilliant build-up. I love the fact that Sergio Rico has got forward again here, and he cuts it back, but there's nobody picking him up. He's made that run, and they're tired. Sevilla players are tired. They've given him 2 or 3 yards. Sergio Rico gets to the byline, cuts it back for Araso, and he sticks it in the back of the net. And they were so deserving of the second goal. Really were. Worked hard, giving them the cushion. Because 1-0, it's never all over. It's always a doubt. But 2-0, they're never going to concede 2 goals. When was the last time they conceded 1 goal here?
Such a good record at home, as we mentioned. Leganés 7 clean sheets.
There's a kick out, he's going to get booked for that.
13 home games, and another name to be taken. Well, it'll be a second yellow card for Pablo Sarabia. Well, he's been frustrated all afternoon, Jerry. It doesn't really come as a surprise, does it? But he'll now miss out on a chance to take on Barcelona next week.
That's really disappointing for them. And it's frustration, you can say it's frustration. They've played this game so well, and Sevilla played straight into their hands. Sarabia frustration is there for all to see.
And surely confirms Leganés' victory here today. Sevilla will have to play the final 6 minutes. A man like, see the frustrations of Sarabia.
And he's been their best player for me in the last 7 or 8 weeks. I think he's been really top drawer. He's not had any opportunities at all. He had one half a chance and he hit the target with it. And again, look, that's just crazy. Why does he want to kick out so recklessly as that?
There you go, Rico. Better of him here this afternoon as the cross comes in. Longley, a good header. And Stephen Nzonzi. Sevilla down to 10 men. Again, easy for Quayle.
It's like picking apples off a tree. That was the intended targets. Sandro Ramirez, and he never had a chance of getting on the end of that. One shot and goal. That's all they've had in this game, and they must be very disappointed. Montella will be disappointed. Vincenzo Montella.
I'm sure there'll be a few Manchester United fans watching this game now, Jerry. Will be very frustrated at seeing the scoreline and the way that Leganés have put this Sevilla side away.
But part of the performance today is because they put so much into the game at Old Trafford, and that's what I'm saying about having squads that are going to compete at Champions League level in midweek, and then have another squad to put out to play against good opposition in La Liga. But this isn't just good opposition. These are very, very well organised. One of the best defensive units. And there he is, Amrabat, doing what he always does. He's run. I want to see how many kilometres he runs. He's got to be up there 11 kilometres plus.
It's been a shining example. This Leganés side is all about Nordin Amrabat. Relentless from start until finish here this afternoon. Now Irana. Nzonzi has his pocket picked. So much space over on the far side now for Diego Rico.
Oh, he's having a pop
strike from distance, some way off in the end, but well worth the hit.
It's to Ramos. Let's have a look, see. No, it's not Nabil Atsar. That was worth an effort. Well, they're having fun here. That's a crazy, crazy swipe.
This victory for Leganés would see them overtake their points tally from last season with 9 games left to go. Move them up to 36 points. Take them up to 12th place in La Liga.
Yeah, I've done well. They're just behind Celta Vigo, who've got obviously a game to play against Malaga today, but it's putting pressure on the other sides.
Sevilla players in the middle, and again the only person picked out is Ivan Quayle. The delivery into the box has been nowhere near good enough for Sevilla here this afternoon. It's good to see these smaller clubs punching above their weight, isn't it, Jerry? Eibar, another example of a side with a tiny budget.
We've talked about them for the last 3 years in Eibar, with the budget they've got and the way they've played, and they're just a great side, and great to see them up there. They've a chance of obviously finishing in Europe. Girona is the great story because they've just been promoted for the first time, and they have taken the league by storm. They've beaten all round, and you know, I was talking earlier about Stuani, the Uruguayan. You know, there's only Sanchez has scored more goals than him from a Uruguayan point of view, and he's up there in the top 4 or 5. For stints of having a wee word with Stephen Nzonzi, there was contact off the ball and that last cross came in.
There's a change for Leganés, their first of the game. And it's Nordin Amrabat who gets deserved applause.
Standing ovation. He works his socks off, and what he lacks in terms of goal scoring he makes up for in his efforts. He has worked his socks off.
Bavu comes on in his place, dropped down to the bench today. Well-deserved rest now for Nordin Amrabat. Kiel and Clement Longley will be mightily relieved. He's now watching from the bench. Sandro Ramirez looks to get an effort away, does like to strike early, but again it's a very comfortable piece of goalkeeping for Ivan Cuellar.
Well, at least it's a shot on target and it's pretty straightforward, but it'll make the stats look a wee bit better for Sandro Ramirez. Tight angle.
Here's Ben Yedder. He rolls it to the right. Chance for Sevilla to get one back. They've got one back. And it sets up an interesting few minutes here now. Ivan Cuellar beaten. Is there time for Sevilla? Miguel Layún with his first goal for the club. It was a wonderful strike.
Wasn't it just? And he's got forward a lot, the Mexican. He's done tremendously well here. And they're caught out. They've made a couple of changes, and you can see the right back, or the left back's out of position. The right back for Sevilla's got forward. That's a brilliant strike. He gets a fingertips to it, Ivan Cuellar, but there's too much pace on it. It's a wonderful strike. In the bottom corner of the net. Excellent goal. Back at 2-1.
2.5 minutes left to play. Here's Elzar. Plenty of tricks, but they surely just want to retain possession for as long as they can. Is that a free kick? Nega gives it away.
That works well for Leganés. Zaldua having a run here. Ever Banega pushes him over, catches him. And look at that, there's only 3 at the back for the first time they've been caught out. And you can see, wonderful strike. He doesn't, if he takes a touch, I don't think he'll get the shot off because he's going to be closed down. But that's a fabulous strike from the right back for Miguel Layún from Mexico. Wonderful strike.
So true. Flew past Ivan Cuellar. No surprise that Leganés is just going to try and keep the ball down by the corner flag. Didn't last very long, did it?
That's a clean sheet out of the window as well.
Brilliant defensive record here at home, but Sevilla have managed to strike, but time very much against them now. Change here for Leganés. Gerard Gumbau, who's set to come on.
Y entra con el 6, Gerard Gumbau. Cambio patrocinado
back in the side today. He makes way. Is there time for Sevilla to create one more opportunity? And thumped long. Brilliant win on the header, and Zonzi heads it forwards. Banega should get there first on the far side. Used his body well. 20 seconds of stoppage time remaining, and Zonzi. Irana, Montella waving his side forwards. There's Irana going here. Time almost up. We have to get on with this, Sevilla. Whistles from the crowd and the whistle from the referee. Leganés have held on. A big win for them, a deserved win for them against a Sevilla side brought back down to earth after their glory in the Champions League in midweek. Vincenzo Montella not happy that more time wasn't added on at the end of the game, as we see that challenge from Ever Banega, on Omar Ramos once more. But Leganés put in a brilliant performance here today. Sevilla gave them a slight scare at the end, but they are deserved winners, and they win by 2-1. So let's take a look back at the match highlights, Jerry. And Sevilla walked out here fresh from their Champions League win against Manchester United in midweek, and they looked a little leggy early on, and Leganés certainly had the better of the early parts of the game. He made this early chance through Amrabat.
Yeah, he should have scored, Nuruddin Amrabat. They played very well in the opening 20 minutes. Were first to every ball, they worked harder. The timing of the run is brilliant. He slots it past the goalkeeper, Diego Rico, but Longley is able to comfortably take it off the line. Not enough pace, and he should have scored for me. But it was a wonderful start.
Had a wonderful game. Noordin Amrabat led the line exceptionally well for Leganés. Sevilla grew into the game, didn't they, Jerry? And Nzonzi played a wonderful pass here. Just didn't create much in the first half, but they had this chance through Pablo Sarabia.
Yeah, no, it's Nolito coming inside, and he gets tackled brilliantly here from Siobas and wins the ball. Referee's in a great position and they break away, but they haven't had a shot on target. That was the problem.
Brilliant challenge by Siobas, who really embodied what Leganés were about here this afternoon. Sarabia's ball forwards here. We presume it was a shot, but it worked out quite nicely. Picked up on the far side by Nolito. Leganés unable to get the ball away. Leun sent it back in, but Franco Vázquez just unable to guide his header on target.
I was disappointed here. He's a big lad. He's 6'2". He's a foot above everybody when the cross comes in. It's a fantastic cross, but Vázquez has got to hit the target, Andy, and that's a disappointing effort.
Leganés were on the back foot at this part of the game. Sevilla were really growing in strength, had a real control over possession in the game. But just a few minutes later, it was Leganés who got themselves in front. And what a brilliant header this was, Jerry, by Unai Bustinza.
Oh, top drawer. His run's brilliant.